Behold the core of the digital empire. The king sits upon his throne, cloaked in corporate influence, while his jesters, media elites, tech giants, and policymakers bow at his feet, enforcing censorship with a twisted grin. Their performance? A grand spectacle of deception, distraction, and submission, where content moderation isn't about fairness, it's about control. Big Dave here, a truth you can't ignore. 16 million women and children projected to be gone. Not by war. Not by disaster. But by decision. Your king has slammed the gates shut, world aid has been cut off, and the most vulnerable are now staring into the abyss. A silent catastrophe, unfolding in real time. This isn't just a number. It's mothers. It's daughters. It's futures erased. The question is, will you stand by and watch? The king's jesters, from entertainers to enforcers once, these jesters entertain the people, fostering free speech and digital rights. Now, they mock them, twisting narratives, silencing dissent, and kneeling before the demands of advertisers and governments. And YouTube? It has become the royal fool, juggling demonetization, content removals, and policy enforcement like a circus act, all in the name of community guidelines. But is this truly about viewer discretion and safety, or is it an orchestrated purge of independent voices? Before the king took his throne, the silence was deafening. For 8 relentless months, the funding stopped. While the world watched, the bombs didn't. Civilians targeted. Hospitals reduced to rubble. Schools torn apart. Ukraine's history erased in fire and dust. And the king? He did nothing. No aid. No urgency. Just silence. The cost? Measured in lives, not dollars. When leadership fails, humanity pays the price. The great deception, the truth behind YouTube's claims. Here's undeniable proof. CanadaIceWatching.net has generated hundreds of thousands of images, so groundbreaking that OpenAI personally invited us into their circle to help train others in our process. Yet, as independent creators fight to protect their work, YouTube pushes misleading narratives. They claim subscriber loss as the justification for their actions. But let's pull back the curtain. 2017's Adpocalypse saw advertisers weaponize demonetization to force YouTube into striking down controversial voices. Selective content visibility has led to shadow banning and algorithm bias, making some content nearly impossible to find while elevating corporate-backed media. Government-backed content removal requests have skyrocketed, particularly from Russia and India, creating an unprecedented wave of platform censorship. This is not about terms of service, it's about control. The king's deception, the weapons, the lies, and the betrayal. Your king has slammed the brakes on critical weapons resupplies to Ukraine. The so-called $119 billion in aid? Stalled. Meanwhile, he parades a fantasy figure of $350 billion, a fabrication designed to manipulate, to distract, to deceive. The truth? The funding was allocated, the contracts signed, yet he blocked the very arsenal that was meant to protect Ukraine's people. The consequence? American weapons manufacturing crippled. While US dominance in defense fades, Europe's military industry surges, their stocks doubling in record time as they step in to fill the void. But ask yourself, who truly benefits? His old friend, Putin. Not a new friend, but an ally stretching decades back, long before the cameras caught them, before the handshakes, before the staged hostility. Look back, dig deep. Your media, your security agencies. They failed. Because Trump didn't just cozy up to Russia, he was pumping the USSR full of influence as early as the 1980s. A KGB operative in plain sight. Billboards, propaganda, silent deals, all leading to this moment. And we let it happen. Shame on us all. The people are watching. You are watching. The king and his jesters think they can dictate the narrative. They believe they can decide who gets to speak, who gets to be seen, and who disappears into the void of digital censorship. But history has proven one truth: when you try to silence the people speak louder. The king's betrayal, America falls, Europe rises. Big Dave here, and this is the hard truth they're hiding from you. The shield is gone. The walls are crumbling. The empire is retreating. For decades, the world believed in America, the unshakable giant, the iron fist against tyranny, the fortress of democracy. But today, that fortress is in flames. Because your king has abandoned the battlefield. The emperor watches as the world burns. They said Nero played his fiddle while Rome burned, now your king does the same. Ukraine left defenseless, aid cut, while Russian missiles tear through cities. Putin, once checked, now emboldened, marching forward unchecked. China, watching closely, sharpening its knives for Taiwan. And what does your king do? He strengthens the enemy and weakens his own. The collapse of American power. Weapons shipments frozen. Europe stepping in, filling the void. U.S. arms manufacturers sidelined, while European defense industries surge. Allies punished, dictators rewarded. America is no longer the hammer, it is the anvil. And when the hammer falls on you, it won't be from Washington. It'll be from Moscow. From Beijing. From the very forces America once swore to fight. European Union, Europe's moment of truth. For decades, Europe trusted America to stand between them and the wolves. But the wolves are circling, and America just walked away. Two choices remain. Wait, hope, and pray that the king changes his mind. Rise, prepare, and take control of your own future. Because history does not wait. Tyrants do not wait. The final warning. Europe, will you watch the fire consume everything, waiting for a savior who will never come? Or will you build your own fire, forge your own strength, and ensure that no king, no dictator, no empire will ever decide your fate again? The hour is late. The reckoning is here. The future is yours to claim. The digital rebellion, when public sentiment becomes power. Studio microphone Big Dave here, and this ain't just talk. The world is done being ignored. Public sentiment isn't just an opinion, it's an economic weapon. Small blue diamond boycotts are spreading, Canada, Europe, and Australia ditching US goods. Small blue diamond FAFO is real, tourism cancelled, exports sinking, alternative trade deals rising. Small blue diamond red states cracking, Republican voters questioning Trump as tariffs crush industries. The collapse of the empire. Even the Republican base is shaking. They see the game. They know the economic pain is real. And social media? It's the battlefield. Small blue diamond memes like Trumpflation are fueling action. Small blue diamond YouTube comments today equals election results tomorrow. Small blue diamond ignore this, and you're already losing. This is the power shift they never saw coming. The people decide now. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, and, most importantly, subscribe so we can keep exposing the truth that the king and his jesters want buried.